Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of Talking Parish League. And again, we just want to welcome you. And today, we're going to be in a little reflective, somber mode as we look back at the contribution of the life and time of Sir Lester Bryant Bird, especially his contribution in the field of sports, more so maybe a little more in his cricketing endeavors. And so we have a very, I would want to say, legendary panel here who will be sharing maybe their experience being alongside our national hero, Sir Lester Bird. And so you won't hear much from me today because this panel is very heavy, and so I'm going to have to take a serious backseat and absorb a lot of this information that they will be sharing with us. But just before we get into that, let's just remember our platinum sponsor, ACB Caribbean. Simple, smarter banking. And so for all of your banking needs, financial needs, be sure to check the ACB Caribbean there, and they will be happy to assist you. 43 years of partnership with the Antigua Parish League circuit. Brands for Less. Brands for Less, Carol and her team right there on High Street, just opposite the old Deluxe Cinema, next to the Zachariah building. So for all of your back to school items, you see they have their textbook, their school bags, they have a wide variety. So you can go there, your one-stop shop, Brands for Less, right there. All your clothing, you can get them right there. Cool and Smooth. For all of your sporting accessories, household items, electronics, you name it, be sure to check Amir and his team right there at Cool and Smooth, and they will take care of you. Before I go any further, let me also extend sympathy greetings to the family of Sherma Jackson. That's one of our softball icon, Taddy, and she also, I think, did a little representation for the Leeward Islands female team. So on behalf of the Parish League circuit, softball circuit, just want to extend sympathy greetings to Sherma Jackson there. Also, we want to remember Charles Goodwin and Crazy Rose in our prayers. Ask that the Lord will keep touching them and keeping them going. Well, Taddy, you're not going to talk too much because, as I said, we have a very heavy lineup here of all stalwarts here, all sirs and heroes in their own perspective. And so, Taddy, how was the weekend? How was it?
As usual, John. I mean, busy, you know. Been busy for the longest while, John. But I'm getting there, slowly but surely. Now, you know, my condolences also, and everybody condolences go to the great Sir Lester, you know. Today, the legendary, like I said, panelists will delve into that, you know, I mean, deeply, John. Because most of these guys, not less, they maybe did it better than me, but I knew him pretty well. He was my good friend. I used to tease him all the time when he did therapy, and my wife was doing therapy the same. I used to like tease him and tell him that, you say, you're never even a good pass bowler, man. Leo, go tell me you bounce one out, man, you start crying. You never so. I used to like to tease him when we meet up, you know what I mean? But we are just smile and laugh about it, you know, in a kind of way, you know what I mean, John? But before you forget, that Sherman Jackson guy, I don't know if you know very well. When I read it this morning, I said, wow, Miss Parker's daughter is working in sports and games. I saw it, I said, Miss Parker, Sharon Parker. Miss Parker, when I saw this on the newspaper, I said, it's a very good friend daughter, she's John. I was shocked. You know what I mean? So I knew him, Muddy worked with us for years at sports and games when we were there, you know. When I saw it, I said, wow, Miss Parker, man. And she's a pretty young girl, you know what I mean? So, man, I was so saddened. Whoever she was, when I saw Miss Parker daughter, I was even more taken aback, you know. But I will tell you, like I say, the camera is focusing on my legendary friend, Gene Gould. Hey, John, I have to start a show soon for Gene and me. I want to get Hugh involved, but Hugh kind of Freddy these days. He gets kind of soft. Because what happens, we want to start a show just to discuss, like what we spoke of earlier, West Hill performance, cricket and sports, and we dig into them. Because
But I have to dig them for 2 minutes now. I'm so glad I have you here. I have to dig you a little bit. You have to talk a little West Indies cricket.
But yes, the Gulf Coast too, I want to say something to you, what I said to the guys, this huge legendary guy for real now. You know, he's the only guy that Captain Barber is under 19 and Captain Leela is under 19 in under 19 cricket tournament series. He first man captain two teams now. You know, John, you want to be some money pass on the table. You know what I mean, John? But that is something unusual, John. You know what I mean? It's something you look back at it and say, boy, that's unusual. But it happened, you know. Then you have the vice of Parish League next to you. I know you think you're vice of Parish League, you know, John. But Satchel is the original vice of Parish League.
You can't replace a veteran, Taddy. You can only try to emulate his work.
Okay. And a matter of fact, I was giving the guys a joke yesterday because I tried the golf course, they said, and I was telling them about my incident in Sake. It's an accident. And who we have in the house today? My good friend Gene Gould. And I told them about the accident I had down there. And that Gene Gould and Veron and Guy, when he said, boy, was him? He's supposed to be a Christian. He's supposed to be dead. Don't forget that, John. Here it is, John. He's next to me today. You know, so these are my guys who go way back from the 60s all the way up, John. And like I tell you, statue this after walking across the Rising Connection. John, it's not down when they cross one another on the cricket field. But when they cross it down, now go and look, go eat ice cream and drink, do something. They cross it down after that, but cross it on the field, everybody wants you to do better than what you're doing. It's all about improving yourself, John. It wasn't about enmity, you know, it's all about development. And that's how our guys roll. Up to now, you see Johnny come inside and say late, and he started cuss me. The boy you. The John, that's how the song works around here, right?
Right.
So when he and me and Statue and Gina and our cousin, now alone, right? You know,
So, get between tree and bark.
yes, you know, that's good, John. So we should have a good show today, John, with a great listener. Because I tell you, I know he's more famously long jumping in college and so on. I think he will want to lead the way to that sort of thing. You know, so hopefully, you know, maybe we can do justice to him, his credit and whatever today. Okay, John?
No problem, Taddy.
We have to touch a little bit on the West Indies team because I know you want to bang my about a little bit.
No, we're gonna start right now. Gentlemen, we're gonna take about 10-15 minutes at the start of the show just to talk a little West Indies cricket. Y'all know we pulled off a rather remarkable victory. What happened to you, Gene? Well, you and you raised an eyebrow. a rather remarkable victory.
What's that word?
But listen, before I go any further, no need for introduction, but let me just officially introduce our panel today. We have Statchel Joseph, as Taddy says, the voice of Parish League, legendary Hugo, and we also have Gene Gould along with us. Gentlemen, welcome again to Talking Parish League.
All right, then.
Yeah, West Indies. We pulled off a remarkable one-wicket victory last weekend. Statchel, what's your take on that performance by our guys?
Well, I'm still recovering. My, I suffer from pressure. I'm still recovering up to now because it was just a heart-wrecking to watch West Indies, the West Indies that we know, struggle to make 160 something. We have to lose 9 wickets for that. And the way in which some of the batsmen were getting out was just pathetic. I've never seen this before. Batsmen going outside the leg stump and giving slip catching practice, pushing out your bat.
What do you mean we're still in practice? What do you mean practice session, people coaching the teacher that?
Right, but
Not in match.
Not when you're batting. You know what I mean? It was so disappointing. So this Blackwood, he's on 50 something, and he's still giving catching practice. 50 something. When you know normally when you're going 50, the bowler must work for your wicket because you're already there, you're already in. Why he pushed? It is so disappointing. It's very hard to talk about, I must say.
You see?
I said I wasn't coming here to talk about West Indies cricket, but I think it started to be so right to what he says, and everybody's nice enough that you won. No one again against Pakistan, but 160. Some of the shots played. I tell people in life, I don't like to criticize coaches, but I see guys playing and making the same mistake over a long period of time. So tell me what it is. It's either they're not listening or somebody not doing it well. But as I say, it's a victory, but very disappointing the performance, some of them got out. And still, as far as I say, they're very bright educationally, maybe they're 9 and 10 or 11, but they're still cricket dancers.
Gene?
Well, I'm not so fortunate like these guys to listen to West Indies cricket. You know, the little I do it periodically. If I hear it going like, reasonable, I will stick with it. But sometimes as soon as, 2 guys batting well, next thing, 100 for 1, 100 for 7. They say, but wait, they retire, everybody retire.
But how can all them wickets fall at the same time? My thing with West Indies cricket now, a lot of the present batsmen, they don't know where their half stump is. The technique is terrible. I hear they have big coaches and this and that and that, but I wonder, because in our day we never had no coach. Me and Taddy bat in, Taddy will come and tell me, hey, what's him? The ball pitched too wide out, so you have some to do that and so on, so on, so. Vice versa. But now you have coaches, you have feeling coach,
Bowling coach.
fingernail coach, the whole 9 yards. And he still come up. You know, Stone said he suffered with pressure, but I don't really want to get it, so I don't really listen to the West Indies cricket. Okay?
There's something that Stone mentioned earlier, you know, I mean, that I want to pick a man with Blackwood and 50-something. I watch him batting for a while, and Blackwood driving to the house, and the ball got 4 ones on the long leg.
Yeah.
I want to get a shot at that. So maybe luck is up to 56, but time for luck one out. You know, John, the one thing back was no. But even the batting good, just the batting good now.
Batting good.
And West is, I keep telling you, months and months, West is man, they can't bat good. They just can't bat good. And he have a partner, Vivi, crying anyway the other day. Well, not even 2020 score they can achieve. The total. No, I tell myself, and he's like getting credit, and what happened to the show for knock him out, you know, for the kind of nonsense chat and Jojo. You know what I mean? Because the guys get bad good, John. You know what I mean? They just get bad good. And then I said to my good friend, the Bradford fella, the captain, when he had run out to 80-something, or 90-something, but the one he said about the luck, you know. And they get run out in cricket. Now we want to say about the luck, John.
I run out again.
90-something, yeah. So I was saying that John, the worst out to get in cricket, one out. He want to say about the luck most of the time. But I like him. He's not nobody like, he was a very good friend, our good friend, Elderfield Phoenix. Right? He would tell you, he's not going to cricket field to watch Atone and guys, because he can't, you know, you want to go to sleep. You want entertainment. So he pick and choose who you want to watch. So he will fit in the same bracket. He'll have the 2020 kind of game, you know what I mean, John? But the 2020 is being played in the four-day match format, you know, people who play shots. But Bradford, I like him because he knows his what ability is. He can't knock with nobody, but he stick around, fight hard. I love that.
Gentlemen, I find you guys a bit very critical of the West Indies performance. But isn't it the nature of a cricket game? Because if we check back to the last Test match between England and India, a similar scenario happened where India declared just about 5 minutes after lunch, and they were able to dismiss England within the last couple of sessions. So isn't it just sometimes cricket where it just doesn't go your way like that?
No, sir.
Oh Lord, if I jump a bit.
No, sir, because
But this has been happening now for many years.
Not that many, John. You see that many.
Not only that,
over
if you-
20-something years.
If you see how mayors and then get out the last 10 times they get out the same way 8 out of the 10 times, the same way,
Same mistake.
standing up there and pushing at the ball and slip catching.
case in point,
Yeah.
Bumrah and Shami,
Yeah.
these guys were determined not to lose their wicket.
Yeah.
You can't say that about West Indies batsmen.
Yeah.
They were determined. How much time Bumrah get hit in here? 3 times. Okay? And he still stayed there until Kohli could declare at
Declare,
80-something runs.
Yeah.
Because the determination was there.
But the thing is, John, here Gene said a while ago, Bumrah and Shami. Now the number 4, 5, or 6, or 3
That's
batsmen.
9 and 8 and 9.
Hear the difference? Those are
8
9 and
and
9
9.
little batsmen, not
Okay.
frontliners.
Yeah.
Case in point, when Bumrah, Shami go for get to 50, what he hit?
1-6.
And you was a genuine batsman.
Yeah.
And you run for 2 runs, forget to, won't it be 97? So if you run for 2 runs and 99, you're gone.
Yeah.
So,
What is the point?
So basically, gentlemen, are we saying, and I know we have said it before, maybe we're just reiterating, is that they did a mental
That's it.
Oh, yeah.
capacity
Right
That's
away,
it.
right away.
All I'm saying that.
And the determination. They don't have the determined. They don't have that determined thing when it comes to West Indies cricket.
Mentality. When we go to play the stronger team, we keep on telling you that. When you meet the England and the India, New Zealand and England, all they do, oh, they're going to play well for 3 days. By the
Right.
fourth day, they're going to break
Right.
down. And go and check the record this evening. Go and check it.
Hey, John, what you used to get it wrong, you know, by the 4th day, usually the game done now. You may barely go into the 4th day. They barely go into the 4th day, John.
But even the good day, the days of good days of West Indies cricket, I can remember the people who were saying, listen, if you put them batsmen to bat against the pace attack, they struggle. You tell me that we hear that they always say that if let's put the West Indies batting line up against the pace attack and they will struggle. And we see it happening now that we just imagine West Indies struggle as fast bowling.
Well, not only was in the page, John.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, Carol. Good to have you on board. And Darby, good to have you, Pastor Darby. Ed Lewis saying good afternoon to the great panel. Ed Lewis is saying a set of jokers talking about winning. They don't go behind the ball. Just lucky. Stunch, they don't know anything about what you talk. Hughes, he's saying to speak in the mic, Hugh. Darby, the two teams played badly. Luck won the game. Not impressed. Ed Lewis, John, you're always comparing apples to proper things. All right. I'll get my act together. Also, let me say, guys, those of you who are listening, following us, you could join us on our Zoom platform 636-015-0303, password 12345, or you could WhatsApp call us at 1268-776-2866. And as I said, today we're really just going to be focusing on the contribution of Celeste Bird to the sporting fraternity, to the cricketing fraternity, and so this is why we have this heavy lineup here. But we're just talking a little present-day cricket. Finally, guys, the last topic that has been, well, in my view, has been in the headlines a bit. The what they call them, the under-19s. They have a word for them. I know one of the discussion that was going around, I don't know if you gentlemen have any information that we don't know, there was a little concern in terms of the amount of Antiguans that were drafted into the original pool of players, and but we must congratulate our one invitee, Pittman. He has been put into the final 26, I think, so they're going to cut it down to 18, so we can only hope that he could make that cut and start to perform. But what is your gentleman take on this whole selection process, if you have any thoughts on how it was done?
This is the problem. I think this is the biggest problem. How it was done. Nobody can tell you exactly how they arrive by picking these players. That is the biggest problem.
I think I heard the CEO from Leeward Islands
That's a joke.
saying that they were looking at the stats from 2019. And they were looking at the stats because they didn't have any competition.
Yeah, Peter Abraham.
Peter Abraham, yeah, they didn't have a competition last year. And Taddy and I had this discussion. There was a gentleman who apparently made the team. His name missed me now.
But he was in the squad.
But he wasn't in the squad.
Emery.
But he wasn't in the squad.
Fancy Emerson?
And
I don't know.
And he made the picking, so there was a little discrepancy with how he was able to come in. If you're using the stats for 2019, he doesn't have any stats.
He never get to play.
Yeah, how does he get the cut into the side?
My main thing with
Okay, 1 second there. We have someone online. Good afternoon. Welcome to Talking Parish League.
Hey, John!
Good afternoon.
John! Good afternoon, John!
Well, hello.
Good afternoon, John!
Good afternoon. Welcome to Talking Parish League.
Ed?
Ed.
This is Ed Lewis, John. This is Ed Lewis.
I know it's you, Ed. I know it's you. Go ahead.
You got 3 legends sitting in front of you. 4 legends sitting in front of you. And they're telling you some of the West Indies cricket and you winning them from England and in India in the conversation. You need to understand cricket a little bit more.
John is correct, man. We can compare things. I have no problem with that. John is a young softball guy, but he understands the game. John is very knowledgeable in the game.
Ed, I was just stretching the conversation. Don't worry about it. I was just stretching the conversation. But go ahead, Ed. State your point.
John,
Yeah.
the English cricketers and the Indian cricketers no understand how cricket is played. Our players, if you watch how they get out, the 2 foot always in the crease and not coming across to play them all. So they must touch the slip. And I don't see how some coaches watching that foolishness all the time and can't correct it. You talk about what is it, Blackwood. Blackwood is one of the luckiest cricketers I have seen in the last 5 years. Lucky, and the lucky is riding with him.
Advantage, the man home field advantage now. They're playing in Jamaica, so hey, the man home grown, you have a train at home.
Vice captain.
Daddy,
Yes.
I give the guy man a little advice, and he's not using it.
Well,
If you can't play if you can't play the half-cut, half-drive as a left-hander, you're going to always nick the strip. Because his foot is not coming across, and the front foot not coming out enough, and he is going to always nick the strip. I encourage you to do this.
All right, thanks a lot, Ed, for your contribution. All right, so, yes, G, you were saying about the under-19.
Yeah, because what I'm saying is, listen, if you can't cut it, you just can't cut it. If 7 from St. Kitts, 3 from Nevis, whatever have you, and you know, that is how I normally see how I side. Because there was a time ago when they used to pick Leeward Island side, Antigua will get 8, and I say, give Nevis 1, give St. Kitts 1. Oh, Montserrat not get none yet. You know, it wasn't by thing. It was just that you want to pack up the team because it's these couple islands in the Leeward Islands. But like I always say, you know, my grandmother used to tell me, if a dog born in a stable, that doesn't mean he's a horse, right? So you have to pick horses for courses. And if this young guy, I mean, hey, I really don't know much about the youth thing, Hugh and Satchel and Taddy, they would know more of that. Because since he really not have them up factory, I mean, they really watch, right? And that is the honest truth. If I'm passing and I see them, I say, look, I said, hey, Taddy, I don't know what I'm going to do. And I can't. So I'm not no expert on the youth players.
Fair enough.
What I find difficult to understand is that, okay, you have 54 players here, yes, 1 anti and 4 from each one. But what I find difficult to understand, we had an under-19 team that was training to go to England since March, started the Rising Sun, and they went up to factory for nearly 3.5 months, and they were scheduled to go to England with the corona. All I want to ask is if there are 2 or 3 players in that team that you could have asked about, advised the board about. I mean, if you've been practicing all the months, you've been playing cricket, you're actually playing games, and all I have the problem is that that one team, and I just feel that with them practicing so long, they had to have 2 or 3 fellas in there you could have made a little fuss about, but it's not part of it. I don't know how true it is. It's a 16 game and 16 Trinidad and this and that. I don't have a problem if they have. All I just ask is that we had guys for online practicing here, and I just feel that we could have heard 2 or 3 or 4 more being, you know, even added to the practice,
All right.
for the administrators.
Leon Francis says he's watching. Thanks, Richie. Ricky Christopher say good afternoon, UC. And Leon Francis is asking, where's Guy Yearwood? Is he okay? Okay, so somebody just checking in on Guy, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure.
Strange enough, you know, John, as we're driving up here today, I mentioned Leon to statue.
Yeah.
Guy Simon comments and observer Gatey's anniversary. And I say, man, Leon is still around. So no, he watching the show, that's great. Thanks, thanks my good friend Leon, man. He used to wear finale, they play cricket too, you know. But yeah, okay, John.
Okay.
And we must invite you, man, on the show, man, Leon. I didn't know about you say I was show in Miami too, you know. What about our good friend Everett Carter? You know, good. But John, I want to take up on something there. Pick up on something, you know. Because I heard our good friend Kirtland in the news you see, there's so many good talented guys you see in the squad. I tell myself, I hope those good talented guys are not the same level that we're on the big team. Because that kind of talent we see is no kind of talent. But hey, maybe these coaches can get more of these guys than the original set we have now. So hey, let's hope for the best. John, that I hope for the best, you know what I mean? But I told you before, John, Hughes said something a while ago too. There were some guys practicing the factory, for months. They were supposed to go to England. But then I passed here a couple of Saturdays ago, and I see something that I wasn't impressed with. They played in 2020, and they had a whole Saturday to play cricket. Why didn't they play 50-over match Saturday night in England?
Yeah.
Okay. A longer version of the game. That's what my little observation. It's not my business to do anything, John. But when you have the time, because those guys are there early at 9 o'clock and so on. They're there early, I see them. So when they start, let's say 40, 50 over them, let them play. Hey, Saturday, Sunday, play 2 of the game. Hey, you have the time, let them improve the skills. So that's what my nigga taking it. But I usually said, look here, it was supposed in Antigua now. You don't tell nobody can tell them somebody they're not good enough in a 60-man squad. Usually quite right. Okay, if you can find somebody that going to England or in that squad that they can win in a 60-man squad, something like that you see. I don't want to get involved with it. But something like you said, something that adding up.
All right, gentlemen, we're gonna look to wrap up this segment. Also, that was making the news. Commendations. We got good commendations to Sir Andy. He's receiving honorary degree from the UB campus. So.
Well, John, that 40 is all right, so by the panel. We should have invited our guys. We
should have a little balance, huh?
Yeah. A good mark, not too happy about it. You know what I mean?
All right, so I think we can take a little break, and then when we get back now, we will now focus on the contribution of Sir Lester, and we'll hear what our panelists will have to contribute right there. Ed Lewis says he still have a show in Miami, Taddy. I go on sometimes, so I guess he's saying Leon has a show in Miami. Yeah, and Taddy, your favorite competition is going to start in a couple of weeks. The CPL 2020 CPL will start in a couple of weeks. Well, that's Hugh has renamed it, but we call it the CPL, the Caribbean Premier League, and the teams are all set, and so some excitement should be at Warner Park in the coming weeks.
The Cartoon Premier League.
Our platinum sponsor, the ACB Caribbean, Simple Smarter Banking. 43 years of partnership with the Antigua Parish League circuit, and so we're very eternally grateful and humbled by this association with ACB Caribbean, and so we want to recommend the ACB Caribbean for all of your banking and financial needs. Seco Pharmacy, for all of your pharmaceutical and medicinal needs. It's Seco Pharmacy right there on the High Street and Temple Street corner. Be sure to visit them there for all of your health and medicinal needs right there. Also, we want to recognize Plumbing Electrical Limited. For all of your plumbing and electrical needs, whether it be wholesale or retail, you could check them out right there at Plumbing Electrical Limited. They will take care of you, Ahmad and his team. Just as you exit Potters, just before you get to the turn off to the transport board, you'll see that left turn there. You make that incision there, and that's where you'll find Plumbing Electrical Limited for all your electrical and plumbing needs. Okay, what is Ed saying? The second IPL games. Okay, Ed is calling the CPL IPL. All right, again, we want to welcome everyone back. And as I said today, we have a very legendary panelist. We have Statue Joseph Hugo and Jean Gould. And we're going to be really focusing a little bit on the great man, Sir Lester Bryant Bird. And so I don't know where we're going to start with this. So, Jean,
let me go first.
Let me let you open the baton.
Because my association with the Honorable condolences first to his family and whatever have you. But my first association with Sir Lester was in '71 when he was manager of the Antigua cricket team. Along with Hugh's father, he got some blazers and so for us to go to St. Kitts. We came out of the plane, everybody dressed in a nice blazer and everything, and Antigua people. All spank,
Wait, me know Antigua people.
I would love to show it off. Just show the bling, So while we were going into the terminal now, one young man echoed, he said, "But look on the garage, and then they're so boasting and they're still hauling mess on the street." So I said, "What?" You mean mess, and so and so.
Right,
So we never really take him on. But how I come to know Celesta was, as you know, Tim Hector and myself, I was like Tim's younger brother. And every Saturday morning, Celesta used to live in Otters on the other side of where ABS was. Right. Well, I don't know what it was, maybe the birdhouse. And we used to go there every living Saturday morning from 10 o'clock. Right? While they talk their politics and whatever have you, me gone in the yard, playing the mango tree and all kind of thing was there, But during the cricketing time now is that when Celesta, Hugh, Kenrick Isaac, when they took over cricket in Antigua, right, and Celio, and they took over Antigua cricket. They were, look, every time we're practicing, they would be at the ground. Not, nobody can tell them, oh, maybe this boy Hugh and this boy Taddy aren't there, maybe they don't look good. No. Right? They were right there and then. So I have known him. As a matter of fact, I knew him since 1971. He used to have an office in, what street did Benji name?
Navy Street.
Redcliffe Street?
Redcliffe Street.
Right. On the other side of Benji's. The Chinese people sell tablets on there. His office was upstairs there, right? And his secretary, I used to carry his secretary to train at the drive, right? He used to have a Capri. Look, if me can't, listen, I can tell you.
Remember the Capri?
The Capri.
The
It's a
Capri.
goldish looking thing, right? This is my association with him. So it's a long time that I know Celesta, and his input to cricket, Antigua cricket that is, right? Along with Kenrick Isaac and Tim Hector, the late, it was monumentous, right? These guys really push you to become something in cricket.
Good afternoon, Sir Richie. Sir Richardson saying hello to the panel. He's saying some legends on that panel. And Earl Richards is saying Hugh Rashid X.
Cardia Boldia.
Big you.
Mandela.
Big up to you, Gene Gould. And Colin James says Mandela. So, yeah. So good to have you, Sir Richie, Colin James, and Earl Richards aboard.
Tell Sir Richie. Cardia
You tell him.
Boldia.
He listens to you.
Cardia Boldia.
Yes, you want to come in there?
I met Lester through my dad. I was in Barbados and GM was managing him, so I know about and
You see,
he got some bats
You.
and so. And then my father called me to tell him to go to the sports shop to order some bats and so. And then he sent a picture to my uncle of the Antigua team and I was wondering if I was watching the English team going to Buckingham. As I said, I met him through
Glad,
my father, who always had good advice to give. And there's a story, me and Gina talking about it coming on here. God bless his soul, he denied it. Pat Everson, we call him names, Pat Everson, Pete Michael, and Oscar Williams, late Oscar Williams, always gave a joke about him when he first made the team. Knocked on somebody, I think I didn't say it's not Antigua. And like he was in breakdown, and the old man said, give him a damn ball, man. He come here with the little girls. He always died. But he was a very quick bowler. As I said, very nice man, because I then managed the 72 Combine Islands team, 2 Barbados, and as Gene said himself and Tim were very close. And Tim was our manager, so at night me and Tim would sit down and reason there and tell us some good stories about this. And you saw always say he was quick. He was quick, and he was a hell of an athlete, And he was always willing to give advice when it came to cricket and so, and as we all know, he used to play golf. And before I go any further, I'd like to set up sympathies with his wife and family on his passing, and may his soul rest in peace and rise in glory.
Sturgeon?
Yes. First of all, let me say the same thing to offer my sympathy to a family. I was actually, as a youngster, growing up, as you know, I'm from St. Johnson Village. I'm now in the Point area, but I'm from St. Johnson Village, the constituency of Sir Lester Bird. So I came up in the right through the juvenile system, and I was very close to him because
juvenile labor.
Yeah, juvenile labor. Yes, it's there because of the connection of Albert Quartz Frederick, and guys, I mean, but his soul, he's passed. I want to say that I was very close to him. I was his assistant chairman in the constituency, so we were very, very close. But the political arena is not an arena where you have to be economical with the truth to stick around, so that any time that you talk your mind and it's not going down their line, you're going to have a problem. And that is when I got the big man to have confidence in me because of some misunderstanding someplace, and he came in and let off what he had to say and then want to walk out. They said, no, you can't do that, you can't walk out. You have to give somebody a chance to reply. And I was the only youngster in there answering him when all the big ladies there, Miss Phillip, Miss Kerrit, La Chiquita, they were all there. They used to believe in me,
Who's Miss Phillip?
Miss Phillip is Giselle Isaac's mother. I mean, these are people that they live and dream and sleep about Lester. That's all they. So they were glad to see a youngster like me, because much of the youngsters weren't coming around unless the parents bring them. They were glad to see somebody like me around there. But then when I challenged the big man, that was the end of it. That was the end of it. They said, no. It was they come to take over, and but I want to say, Lester Bird, the Honorable Sir Lester Bird, let me tell you, he's a different politician altogether. I don't think he had much enemies. Regardless of who you are, your opponent or not, he was always very courteous. Unlike what we are seeing now, it's a total different ball game altogether. Lester Bird, hey, you say what you have to say, he will throw it back at you and have a little giggle. Not what we are seeing now, and I'm very, very disappointed at that. And I guess Lester Bird, he showed his descent to some of these things before he passed, but God bless his soul.
Yes, John, I must tell you too that, Lester Bird, that's Lester, the great man, like they said. Why is that a great man? Because he and Tim Hector, and Hughes Father and so Hutton, those guys transformed cricket in Antigua.
Without a doubt.
I can tell you, those were the guys who gave Parish League some recognition. I can tell you the truth. I wasn't involved in Parish League at the time. But when they took over, they get rid of all the old guys, dump them. Say, I want to have young guys in the team. All young guys. I remember I was walking the Market Street one day, and I saw Tim Hector. I said, Tony, come here, man. He says, Tim Hector, respected man, he and me good friends in the old man and so. Say, look, I want to open bat for Antigua team now. so I said, what? I'm not opening bat. He said, you're my hope, man. Then I said to him, Brian son got to get in tennis again, man. He good, man. He said, no, he too old. so John, I actually dropped myself out of the team. The first time ago, then he couldn't get played. Couldn't get played in the team. So I remember that fondly. Those guys took over the team, transferred the team. That is why I see, I'm kind of disappointed now when I see Antigua pick a team and so old guys, 30-something and 40-something, and so they kind of want to win championship. Those guys are pushing guys to make West Indies team. Focusing on the youths. They pick an Antigua team against a Parish League team. There's Andy gets found, discovered Andy, Andy Roberts and Pacey, Williams and all the guys. A lot of guys on Sweets and so.
Yep.
And I remember that I was at the ground the Saturday, but the Saturday night went to Oval the Saturday night. One idea, I heard them talking about this great fast ball, a young boy having by running recreation ground. So I said, I'm going up this Sunday, man. You want to see what this fast ball was so fast? I went up and see Andy. I said, "What me so bangy boat, man?" But when they play with Grammar School against, and he played with Parish League with Dr. Francis captain,
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
But he wasn't that fast. But when I see him this Sunday, the man real fast now, the John. so, boy, the man get real fast. Say,
Yeah, man.
well, the man is so slow like before. So, but I remember that, because those guys were pushing for the younger guys to make Antigua go forward. And I can tell you something too. Houston Jingle can attest to it and maybe get it right for me. That was the year when we started playing 4-day cricket. And they watch.
Yep.
Because before that it was 2-day.
2 and 3. 3 days.
Okay.
3 days.
And they started with 4-day. So they moved from 3 to 4, and then they started finding it. But they were jeans anyway. I think they started getting nine men in the team and so on.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because we, most of the time we were more talented. And at the same time too, John, after a while, they started playing them. You have to have neutral umpires and have to pass the exam. The cricket association came into focus and all that. And after that, you know, after you get trained umpires, leave that pass the exam. I don't think Saints were in championship for about 10, 15 years now. Because nobody would tea for them.
Yep.
Not John is the shoot and not what the shoot.
Queely.
Before that, John is with everything when you have the own umpires. But after you have the pass exam, leave that exam and so on.
By weeks.
So those guys did a lot for cricket. It wasn't not something that people you hear about, but it did hot nice Zacks. But when I mentioned him, I invited him to the show now. He said you have meetings on Thursday. I say, I want to come on the show. I want to tell people you're the man that give me all the clothes and start play for us. And when I play cricket match in St. Kitts, there's word jingle. They say me the boss's man on the field because I'm just so good. I said, I think this is sweet. He said, Dad, you haven't mentioned that. I said, but it's the truth.
Yep.
But Hot was the best dressed man in cricket in the world. So I'm saying to you, you don't forget these things. And those guys push and push and push, and they transform the cricket. And when Leo Island's cricket was good, Western cricket was good, you know.
Yep.
When Leo Island cricket is good, Western cricket is good.
That is true.
Because Sengis has some good guys come to the time too, you know. Never kind of winning championship. There's some good guys who came to too.
Of course.
Nevis too.
Yeah.
So you're not Antigua alone. He Monstrat, the great Jim Allen and so on, and Corriette and so on.
He just celebrated his 70th birthday the other day.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's on time, John. So during that time, some great players came to carry the 40 cricket. And now we're playing so one, the nonsense and all that kind of thing. So we're losing it.
So basically back to our focus. So you're saying Sylvester and that group of guys, Tim Hector, they would have really played a transformational role in the whole development psyche.
In the whole Leeward Islands.
In the whole Leeward Islands.
But John, I must end by saying something. I keep saying it anyway. And you know the car I told, I used to be in the newspaper every week in Tim Hector outlet, you know. With my good friend Adlai Coward. And he used to knock about everybody. I've been knocking him out long then. You don't know, John, I'm knocking about since 1988, John. He do this every week, you know. And I remember one year with England with Sewage with the team, and a guy came to me, are you named the third year there? Let me say a big man. You know, like a boy that hot the blood on his sugar. He said, he me back out of trouble, he said. But what happened to John? What happened to John? I did an article where I was praising Lester Bird. This is 1988 or somewhere. 88, 89. And next when the article came out, they know Lester Bird name in the paper. Timothy take it out. So then I learned later, Timothy and Lester Bird are best of friends. Was it?
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't understand it. So after that, I know it's my time, man. I don't even newspaper. Because, like Sacha said, I had to be truthful.
Yeah.
Because Sylvester and Tim, they played a great role in development of cricket.
Yeah.
I had to say it. But Tim did probably didn't want to give less than credit to guy, whatever, I don't know.
Doesn't matter.
I said that, yes.
Sylvester was Che and Rowan and also Godfather. I mean, as I tell you, I used to sit with them, you know, and listen to them. And all that, they had a little politics thing and whatever have you. Yeah. But the main focus was to develop Antigua and Leeward Islands cricket.
But they were always there. They were always around. They
always there.
Always around.
As a matter of fact, when we were playing trials and so, see like Easter Monday and so, 3 days they play.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Saturday, Sunday, and Easter Monday.
Yeah.
You don't tell about, oh, me go picnic. No. Saturday, Sunday, and Easter Monday.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I got in the Antiguan trials.
Yeah.
From Tim Hector passing us grammar school playing against Academy.
Yeah.
And I actually bowled him out. We bowled him out in the day also. And he called me and book me up for the national trials.
Because that's how Pacer got in the team, you know.
Yeah.
You know.
I remember one time too.
We were playing the trial.
Jeff too.
Office. I remember Les, Tillman Hutton, in a meeting with Daddy, and we were talking, and Daddy telling them, all I ask of you are discipline, discipline, watch your attitudes, because they all can turn around this cricket, just discipline, and don't listen to what people tell you all. Go and watch the games. When you show interest, you find players have more respect for you. Not for somebody to meet you and say, well, so Lester, this boy, this and that. And you can't really say anything because you weren't there. Go watch him. Just have strong discipline. Have strong discipline. You all highly respected.
You're all
And
apart.
it says Gene and Toddy and Stone said, they'll turn around the cricket.
Oh, yeah.
They'll turn it around.
Big time.
Before the cricket that we used to play, the practice. I mean, it reached a stage in Antigua team, if you knew you were going to be late, you got to somebody, not a player, one of the administrators, and you say, well, sir, I'm going to be a bit late. It's not like that now, they just turn up in this kind of thing. Discipline and attitude, and when team manager had come on Island side when we won the tournament in Barbados, I can tell you about that, the rapport he had with us. The only mistake he made on that tour, we beat Spam, doing like a slip catching, so he joined something. And I think this match was not even far to the ball. But he was, you know, himself and Celesta, Hutton, as well as
Yep.
Pat Everson. These guys helped to transform and carry the cricket forward. And you had to have discipline and the right attitude.
But I think they're complaining about the wicket. I couldn't believe when they're complaining about the wicket. When we used to play, when we the first class competition to play on a Thursday, and you break for the Saturday, and the wicket wasn't covered, and you have to go back and bat in it the Saturday. So yeah, I mean, what better we want more than that? You know what I mean? You're playing in a road where you have them kind of balls where you have the bicycle tube wrap on the handball, and you're playing in the road. And probably that's why we probably had good players without managers and coaches.
Well, I will tell you again, John. So let's have some fun time, man. Like I said earlier, he and Giselle had the back issues, and she take the therapy by Dr. Matthew. And when I go there, now he's there. So we sit down and chat. I used to like to tease him. Say, you're not a fast bowler, you know. You both fast, knock two man, you start crying. So Leo, go tell me so. Then he had a big chuckle and laugh. You know what I mean? So you used to have fun. Then I used to tell you, look, boy, they say you're a good coach and so you're doing a good job telling me here, you know. I would say, right, now me make all kind of man, but you make white people. So, but then everything like a banter among us. There's a laugh for us. Like a laughing thing, you know what I mean?
A wonderful politician.
And I tell you, remember now, when he went to Cabinet in Parliament, when Giselle was speaker, and she would come and tell me that, oh, well, you know, you're sick with your back, so you couldn't stand up to make his speech and so. So she said, he sent some note with Gaston and say, yeah, I want permission to stand up because she and Gaston are good friends, so you ask her. So I said, but you better friend than Gaston. So I ask you. I tell you something, he was a fun-loving guy.
Yep.
A real fun-loving guy, man. I would say for me, everything with me is like a joke to him. We make joke, man, you know what I mean? Then he tease me and say, well, you didn't make enough ones, man. You're supposed to make a century at a time, that kind of stuff. Man. But I said, well, the problem got maybe we keeping, guys. Your boy feeling the first slip, and I'm like, dash because he can't catch good. That's this guy. So we used to have fun with it. When we get together, it was fun for us. It was fun for us, John. So I can remember the kind of pleasantries, you know what I mean? That we meet up, you know, no big thing, you know, it's fun. But like I tell you, John, at least on the whole, they make fun of everything.
Well, one thing we know now, sports brings together any political divide, any, basically human sport. Sport is one thing that can really unite a nation, and as you said, irrespective of whatever political differences people may have, Celeste, Tim, the sporting discipline would always override that. But gentlemen, if we could just, I don't know how much, if anybody has, in his playing days itself, I don't know if anybody has any experience about that. What was, Celeste like on that cricket field? What did he bring there on that cricket field itself?
Only you can tell you that.
Gene would know more Yeah. He was a very quick bowler. Father told me that. Had a lot of pace. He was very, very quick.
He was quicker than Veer.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
They just said-
Yeah, but what they said, right? What they said that they said.
Had a better line.
Now with that, you couldn't drive him. They said you had to go transport and get a license if you wanted to drive Veer, right? Because he was always up. You had to play him from up here short.
Good line.
He was always short and up there, so you had to play him. But Lester will normally come because he had a little more movements and maybe just really steady.
He was very, very
Yeah.
quick. And a lot, you know, a lot. Even as we talk here, you look back at life now and you
Yeah.
wonder, he was a good athlete.
Athlete,
yes.
There's a big part,
Yeah.
maybe in his run-up.
Run-up.
The rhythm.
Yeah, the rhythm and
He's the first Antiguan American scholarship. American scholarship
Michigan
to Michigan State, yeah.
In the great was Boston before like collegiate thing.
Yeah.
And I was in Barbados when it came third in the West Indian Championships. I think Ivory won
Everybody high
the
jump
gold and Reservoir won the gold.
in the shot put.
Shot
in
put.
the shot put. But
Yeah.
a lot of people need to recognize this. He was a hell of an athlete. And that probably would have helped him with his
In his all around, getting ready to lead the nation, yeah.
you know.
I remember one time, I think it was in St. Kitts. St. Kitts gave us some kind of run. I don't remember a senior moment, but what he used to do is, as a manager, he used to go to each room, right, to check and make sure everybody in the room. When he came to go to the other rooms, and he go, I think Viv will go somewhere, Viv, he went out. So he come into my room and he said, "Hey, where's Vivi?" I said, "Vivi, over by Verona, one and man." He said, No, you don't come with that. I have been to every room and no Vivi in there. If you don't make 100 tomorrow, I can play for Antigua again." I said, "Oh, Lord of mercy." And they used to play the place named Blakeney's, Blake.
Yeah, that's funny.
Right.
Blakeney Hotel, yeah.
The top of it is concrete.
Yep.
Vivi came in late in the morning now. So me lie down, me hear cap. He said, "Wait, well, go on. Let me go upstairs. Guy could go upstairs. Vivi up there, shut the back." I say, "Bull," because Clem call him the bull, he call me the man. I said, "Bull, what you do?" He said, "Yeah, the man say, I'm not going to not pay again." So I say, "Okay, you can make 1,000. Just come make our step job." And listen, when Vivi went there that day, see, they used to have a left hand boy named Levi Weeks.
Yeah.
And 8 men on the outside, and Vivi aboard them. As a matter of fact, Percival, that have the service station out of things, was giving $100 to whoever make 100. And in them days, $100, look, you throw away money and you put money in your pocket and you give them money and they say, "Oh, wait, till I have all the money here?" Right? Because things will,
Yes.
And listen, I have never seen nobody hit on cricket ball so when thing. So when we think now, when we go and we say, "Manage, how things?" He said, "How things what?" But me say, if I want to make 100, you know, give me nothing. He said, "You make 100, But he was this guy. He was always involved. Always involved.
It was hands-on.
Hands-on. He's not going to tell you, "Go and do this, go and do that." But he was a keen eye, and because as I say, he used to come to the recreation ground when he practicing. And even though he wasn't, lightning fast and anything, he would take a ball and he would come and give you a few. And then he would come to you and say, they say, "You have spinner. Ball and ball, let me see, arm ball." So I said, "Okay." And I do that, bam. He said, "Boy, Tim, you see that? Why, we got to clean them up. But he was, that was Sylvester, man, that guy.
I want to make a point there, not with Celeste, but a lot of us wonder about Vivi and his greatness. I say his greatness because he's so humble. I hope he took note of what Gene said. What he said, he had cap. He said Vivi was great.
Shadow button.
Shadow button.
And what I can remember about that, the time I started playing for Combine, I went for in the morning, about minutes to 5. And he'd been there shadow batting going before for at least half hour. That's what has made him so great. And another thing is Gene and Toddy and Stone said, all Celeste and Tim and them used to come and watch the games and Hutton and so. Well, have a little word with you. Have a little word with you. Have the eye out for that. Have a little word with you. And they weren't frightened to pull you up if they saw you doing wrong. And the respect you had for them, you would never answer back.
Nope.
It's a legendary thing with those guys.
Them guys.
Yeah, Danny Livingston was another one that could have shot it back. He out all night and early morning in the back room you hear pop, pop, pop. Danny.
Leave him call the king.
Yeah,
Danny got 1 in 5 like a money, man. Danny got 1 in 5 like a money. Just shut up.
Danny, listen, nobody in that era could say, then I learned nothing from Danny.
Danny Livingston.
Well said.
That's a great man, man. Great teacher.
Ed Lewis is saying here, Gerald Watt said he was quick and let him get more from the other end because people used to run from his end and come to his end. Okay, I guess he's saying Gerald Watt. Gerald Watt was a bowler too?
Throw overhand bowler.
He used to say,
Yeah, what was a medium throw
he used
overhand
to
bowler.
say he was bowler.
Well, like I say, I want to bowl the billions people.
Yeah.
So sweet.
Mark was faster than Gerald Watt?
Mark.
Mark so much faster, man. Yeah, man.
You really stupid. Mark had a bit of pace.
Mark had pace.
Number one, and if Mark had a bit of pace.
Yes. John.
One thing I can tell you, if Jerry was see you bowling as a youngster, he going to come across and tell you,
Say something.
you have to do it like this to get the ball moving that way. And you know, a lot of finger movements, but the ball is still straight.
Alright, who else we have here? Okay, another topic somebody brought up here. Celeste was vital in the cricket West Indies headquarters, being
The movement to Antigua between he and Clavis.
That brought him to Antigua.
He and Clavis, they were very instrumental in bringing the headquarters to
As
cricket.
you say, he was the fast
Yeah.
bowler, but they say when Travis went to the meeting in Barbados, nobody in the world could have played a bumper, not even a robot. But he let go. All they could have said, yes, we will move the headquarters to Antigua.
Clavis, late Clavis, he was vice president in cricket. He was
Right,
president
yes,
at the
Pat
time.
Rosso was the president,
Yeah.
and Clavis and Pat were very close, eh? And Lester, the statesman he is, he go in between the two of them and he just link them together and say,
Because remember, it's the greenhouse
Antigua.
is where the board was.
Yeah.
VC,
Right.
BT House.
Yes,
VC House,
VC
yeah.
that's where it is up to today.
up to today, right? Yes, it's still there.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Who else we have here? Let me just get in this other comment. Richie Richardson says, Danny give me one of the best advice in cricket. Okay.
Great man that was.
Okay. Neil, Bad News says he's enjoying the rich history. Good program. Haven't seen Gene Gould for a long time. And Zoral says he's watching from West Virginia. As usual, great program and learning a lot.
His son went going to go to college.
okay.
Yes, man. I hope he get, you know, hope he does well.
Congratulations and good luck and God blessings to your son. Safe journey back.
well, let me say the same thing too.
That's why he's,
John.
was talking
Yeah.
I must say, we're going to take over the segment now before we get there. All the time was Celeste and his golfing stuff.
I mean, I know
Because
about it.
Celeste, I don't know if it was golfing either, but we're going to take it over soon, shortly. Celeste was very instrumental in Antigua, having the majority shareholding the golf. the golf.
Cedar Valley.
Cedar Valley.
Yeah.
Government.
Serious thing. I know that too. And I would say one of the things, John, I used to tell him, I would tease him a bit. The money you spend on vacation, going the best money you ever spend for Antigua people.
Without a doubt.
I used to tell him, so when we meet at the rehab, the therapy, best money you ever spent on vacation, going, that 1999, 1998 I think it was, right?
That's when we relayed the deal.
Yes.
Yeah. Mhm.
Because I tell you more, I was working in Barbuda, and my boss was Everett Roberts. He called me, he say, they're going to regrass recreation ground. So I need to come over. Somebody said, "Why me come over Antigua for?" He said, "What do you mean? You have to bring over some sand because we're going to mix it with good sand." And when the grass came in at Deepwater Ham, we went down for the grass. I was one and all, let's say, because I think it was 2 days before, plenty rain came.
Yes.
Right? When I tell you rain, right, real rain. And you know, they said, accommodate them there. No? This can never happen.
So you advise Colin Craft?
No. And when Colin Craft came out, he said what he said. I was trying to get him to tell you, hey, boss, go go and do that, you know. This make me say so, me ban Antigua, you know. But, and when the thing started to take shape, I said, boy, may tell you, man have a vision. And as I say again, he was always there, but he never did come as the president or whatever have you to say, well, you know, do that. No.
Always observe.
Always at the ground when this thing was happening. Because sometimes me work from morning till next morning in order to get that thing going, you know. But like I say, but he was, Celeste was...
It wasn't a bad golf idea.
Before we get into the golfing, we're going to take a little break. Just quickly, let's get back to the cricket headquarters with the contribution that Celeste would have done there. How impactful, how beneficial, for a softer word, do you think that having the headquarters located here in Antigua, the economic benefit, the sporting benefit, whatever you want to, how big a move was that? As Taddy said he believed the investment in the cricket ground was great.
Yeah.
But how big was that move with Celeste and Clavis really getting this?
I think it was a bigger move for Barbados, simply because that they preferred to come here because they didn't have to pay any tax here. They had to pay tax in Barbados, so they were glad. It was a welcome sign and a good opportunity for that to happen.
No, I'm talking about in terms of the benefit for our Antigua economy, our players.
Yeah, because the workers are here. They have to
Because
eat,
at that time,
drink,
when it
everything,
was
yeah.
West Indies Cricket Board,
Yeah.
everything
Yeah.
depended on the headquarters, where
Yes,
headquarters
yeah.
is. You know, so you would get the perks and, you know,
Everything.
everything would come to you.
John, strangely enough, you know, only now we're seeing the benefits.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I can tell you why I said that. You see that first tournament of the bubble, the cricket match playing in Antigua.
Antigua,
Yeah.
Sri Lanka.
Everything comes to Antigua now, you know. So you really now seeing the full benefits. To be honest with you, early, like Sachi said, is more for financial gains. But now, almost everything, Antigua benefits something from the cricket, West Indies cricket tournaments, teams coming to this part. Because I can tell you, you mentioned earlier, so say watching or something like that, and had the discussion so earlier, and the kind of money that passed for the first two tournaments that they
With the
joint
Sri
teams.
Lankans, yeah, Sri Lanka and the women's thing too.
The kind of money is so close to
The female tournament also.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
the kind of money passed is very beneficial. Now we're getting the benefits. Well, most of the benefits, to be honest with you. But hey, we still don't get all. We cannot extrapolate everything
Right.
because every island set up to play tournament too.
I think
But, but my problem is, why can't games a guy now? Wait out. Most of the time, wait out.
but
You have to check the set. What's in the world? What ICC? That wasn't what ICC is missing. This time of the year was a rainy season. It was a rainy season, John. So if we play and we don't get any rain, we're happy because this is the time of year between now and September. You like to have rain. Don't get away from that.
we're in a hurricane.
But in hurricane season.
But then again, it all depends on the fixtures too, because
Exactly,
the fixtures
exactly.
are being done through, because it's a worldwide thing.
Yeah,
It's not just
yeah.
West
So,
Indies and England.
But West Indies, we should advise them.
Yeah.
Because what happened now? Maybe we might get with the Trinidad, to get Trinidad and then have hurricane. So like, our guys go, I'm worried for the CPL. Because CPL will start when real hurricane time.
And the same case will be.
Saying give us things in Antigua.
Oh, well,
The same
yeah,
zone,
yeah.
same area, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm hoping that have a good tournament and no rain, you know what I mean? Well, what happened, John? When I'm in Antigua, there's a hurricane, and I'm in Antigua for hurricane, so, and then leave it Antigua again.
Leon Francis saying Everett Carter is struggling with ill health. If he were able, he would have enjoyed this moment. And Zoral is saying here, Celeste was disappointed that Antigua has not done enough to embrace Brian Lara and the 2 world records he has set here. He discussed it with Sir Viv and I, and was in the process of writing to the government to find a relevant way to properly honor Lara. Okay, so I guess he's saying that because that world record was set here,
twice.
a
And
monumental.
not only that, he should make argument to make records become a real institution,
Yeah, man.
something big like tourist attraction.
No, I have to agree with that. As I said on the show the other day, I was doing a tour with a gentleman from England, and honestly, I just drove by and just said, this is the Antigua Recreation Ground.
You know, we go.
I didn't go inside.
Can't go inside.
I really would not.
People don't like the
Yeah.
that where the recreation ground is up there could never happen in St. Kitts.
No.
Yeah, right. Well, if you go into St. Kitts Pavilion now, you will see even the tennis champs, who was young cricketers, Hicks.
Yeah.
Hicks played everything for
But
St.
yeah,
Kitts,
very
and you go in the
good,
back and you will see that. You see
Yeah, but they
you
used
see
to have
everything.
in the main pavilion. They used to have pictures of
Yeah.
Yes.
what they do with them.
Well, I don't know who of them.
Yeah, in Antigua. Yeah,
Recreation ground.
they used to have pictures because as a matter of
I
fact.
used to see them.
What is
Yeah,
it?
as a matter of fact, one time a man come to me say, "Are you in a drink?" So I said, "Yes." He say, "But me see a picture in a recreation ground." Boy, cranny bony boy.
And John, before we get to the next segment, I want to say something about my good friend here, Gene Gould. And I have to give him credit. But I have only one time with the Barbie in my lifetime. One single time. I shouldn't say that to you because I'm Barbie and connected.
Yeah.
Great grandfather Barbie. So me Barbie.
Well, I want.
We tell them the truth, you're connected, and you're always arguing that you have land over there. They're gonna knock you up.
And John, they won't lock me because so he'll be front and say, Eric, don't tell me. So Eric will go out to family. So Eric will too. So Eric will too. So we're good here. But what that was, my good friend now, man, we went to play one coaching session from Friday to Sunday. And we went to this field in Barbuda. Big, nice looking field, man. I said, wait, why would I want to a factory in Antigua? It's a real good freaking field. And, so John, no pitch, no nothing. We get the weed whacker, and we cut and so on. Cut 2 pitch and water, and when them we roll in the morning. Right after we ready to play. So it was signing quite a time. Jing will make the field. I said, Jing will make the field so good.
Yeah.
I said, John, massive field.
Full.
Pitch superb. I'm sure I never told you that before. I don't remember telling you, but field big, and they're playing quick enough.
As a matter of fact, I think they have horse race.
Just close by.
Close by there.
John,
The last time we played a Parish League match over there, rain,
couldn't be the field.
eh?
Couldn't be the same field.
Maybe whatever field it is, let me tell you, rain came heavily up to 12:30, and we start promptly at 1.
Yeah, because the water.
The water's going on there. Promptly at 1.
Amazing, eh?
We need to go back. We started.
John, the
I
field
said we
was
need to
big,
go back.
man. Nice field, man.
I know we're talking about Leicester, but somebody put in this. Quick, let's just go to this. Should we rename the ARG?
What?
To what?
Should we rename the ARG?
What?
Well, they didn't really put in, but do you think it should
Is
just
a
skip
follow-up
that
from
name?
Is a follow-up from the Brian Lara stuff?
Well, no, this comes from Leon Francis.
You got it.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, keep some for ourselves, man.
Recreation ground, in my opinion, is not famous for cricket alone.
Everything.
Yes, you have to leave it at that.
Cycling, bike, athletics, everything. Yeah.
Cycling?
Yeah.
Exactly, John.
Maurice Antonio.
Cycling.
Cecil Wade.
Maurice Antonio, Cecil Wade. They used to have a milkman named Norman.
Yeah.
You should ride around the
Push
track
also,
with a
push also.
big tin of milk.
Cushion,
on the
yeah.
head. Cushion also.
It did a big race, John.
Yeah, big ways.
I'm savory.
Right.
And the Abbott boys. The Abbott guys.
When you go to
I'm learning, guys. I'm learning. Okay? I hope you're learning some stuff too.
when they racing before, a big crowd like football.
Ridiculous. Ridiculous.
I know about the football. I know about
Cycling, man.
Hey, I tell you more. When we used to play against St. Kitts, right, at recreation ground, more people don't watch this match now. Not because of the COVID thing. More people. You see that way they have the gate by government house. These are the Cavalier stand and the concrete stand. You couldn't pass through between there with the amount of people.
Standing.
Oh,
And let me tell you this, you see you talk about Western, these players and these players. If they're playing in them time with man cat.
Taddy. Oh, yes.
I remember the last catch I come home with the 72, we got beat. People boys and my God, up in there. You catch it there, and all the hair coming from the room, boys. Now drop that there.
John, I'm going to give the joke about that again. You see that about
Man,
Mancad and Selassie and Jimbaland and guys.
Yeah, man.
Steady old man. But the joke is, John, after Giselle became friend now, I didn't know Selassie was your uncle.
Sure, yeah.
So I tell your uncle has cost me out, man. In the cricket field.
Yeah, man.
Because the man, everybody, John, if you have strong heart, you can't play the ground game, John.
Can't play.
John, if you jump and catch something, one back, your back will dig a hole for you.
I remember.
So you can
Your brother named Devil too.
Yeah, Tony Rose brother.
Guy was a referee of football.
Yeah, because
those guys
you
come to hammer you, John.
You see, you had
Shit up.
John, those are the good old days.
you had to be good.
All right. Well, I think Hugo answered that question well in terms of the ARG. It's a sporting.
Too much of cricket.
It's a sporting university.
It's sporting vicinity. I wouldn't.
I want the netball too.
Yeah.
Yeah, netball to in the earlies. Yeah.
Athletics.
No, athletics.
National parade.
Because when Ben Johnson came here, I was sitting in the stand to the west. Lester Benjamin was our, and I was sitting there, so I said, Lester, when you hear bang Ben Johnson run, come down by me, and I'm like, people know you. And when they said bang, looking for me Ben Johnson down there, I said, Lester, where they? And the thing about it, Ben wasn't even, not even breathing hard. I said, Charles, you're crazy.
You mean having something?
Well, I don't know.
On that note, we will go to our final break, and when we come back, we'll just touch a little bit of Celeste's athletics, winning that Pan Am medal, and then the golf, as Taddy would have spoken. So we want to recognize our platinum sponsor, ACB Caribbean, Simply Smarter Banking, your number one banking institution on the island. 43 years of partnership with the Antigua Parish League, and so we're eternally grateful for their continued support to the Parish League circuit. Digicel, the bigger, better network. For all of your internet and connectivity needs, be sure to check them out there. Digicel for all of your internet needs. Blue Mountain Water, the best drinking water on the island, very refreshing. You can get that there from mega distributors right there on the American Road. Blue Mountain Water. They come in a variety of sizes. Stash just saying he needs a bigger bottle, more Blue Mountain Water for him. Pine Hill Juice in a variety of flavors. You can get them there at Hutchinson Wholesale. Pine Hill Juice right there at Hutchinson Wholesale on the Sir Sidney Wallen Highway. And Zen Body and Skincare, enhancing your natural beauty, distributor of Black Girl sunscreen made by women of color for people of color. A sunscreen for everyday use, Zen Body and Skincare. They're located at Wales Estate, just east of Pickards, north of the Social Security Housing Project, and you could reach them at 779-4846. All right, we're back, and just to remind you, you could join in our discussion today. It's going all over, but we're just trying to give some homage to Celeste and his contribution to, as you would have realized on the panel, it's not only cricket, but it's just, sport,
Overall
politics.
development of Antigua.
Just a giant of a man in terms of his contribution to the landscape of Antigua and Barbuda. And so you could reach us at 1268-776-2866. That 2866, that's our WhatsApp, or you could meet us on the Zoom platform 636-015-0303. And today we have a very heavy hitting lineup. This is like West Indies in the olden days, with all the big guys here. We have Stachel, Husey, and Gene Gould really coming out strong and giving their opinion on the subject matter. Okay, Ed is saying here, John, that was true. I encountered some of that heckling. You have to be strong playing in there. Ask them about Roy. one of the most knowledgeable guy that never played the game.
Overs, man.
No, Fibry man.
Overs, man. You know,
Roy?
yeah.
Fibry.
He's with next to
High jumper.
He's living next to Vivi. You know, overs for years.
High jump.
Roy.
Does he say about it? Shannon.
Roy,
Yeah.
yes.
But he probably meant to have his son. Probably such a right, but he didn't always so long then.
But gentlemen,
And Jones from the same Fibry too.
for me, as a young man growing up, one of the things you'd have heard of Lester was his, I think it was a silver medal in the Pan Am.
Bronze.
Bronze in the Pan Am Games.
That was big.
Yes, I would assume that would have been
was
very
a
big at
big-
that time for a small country like us.
You kind of mess
He's still big now.
the big boy.
Yeah.
The athletics, let's just touch a little bit of his contribution in terms of the athletics to Antigua and Barbuda. Statue, I don't know if you're...
Well, what we can tell you is what we hear, because it was a long time ago. It was 1959. Years of that. I was 8 years old that time.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But I mean, it was always, you know, they always bring it up every time you see Sir Lester Bird. You always remember an Antiguan winning a medal, and at that time, to beat the person who he beat was a big man. Was a top of the line long jumper.
Triple jumper.
So there's a lot of value to that bronze medal.
You see?
You've always heard that, yeah. You know, he's a days we've come in and talked a lot about his cricket, and I think he was more famous for his athletics.
Yeah.
His long jumping, as I said, he went to Michigan State. I think he had the record there for quite a while.
Yes.
He was a very close friend of Ralph Boston, the great USA long jumper, who I think actually had something to say about him in his autobiography. But what's amazing is there's this picture of him, and I was in a paper now, I saw it on the TV. He looked like he was going in the sky. He was taking off, you know, way up above. And then, as I said, that gets back maybe to that's what helped him with his bowling, you know, to jump and thing. But I mean, there's no getting away. He was a fantastic athlete, and to have done so well in them days coming from this island, you know, it's one has to give him a big plus. And not only that, even when he was finished, as everybody here said, he's always willing to pass on advice to others. Always. You know, always willing. That's done. He said the truth, you know, because everything would grind a couple of times years ago, so all he do, he would smile. He thinks so, I mean, if he thinks so. You know, you didn't see that kind of ministerial thing about him when you talk to him. He's just like any fellow human being, a man on the street, you know, that's the type of guy he was. But he was a hell of an athlete, hell of a long jumper. Yeah, I got away from that. I have to give him a kudos.
I don't know much about him in the athletics thing, is from what he used to say. You know, he used to say, because, you know, when he and Tim together and he said the reason why he didn't go to the Olympics when Jesse Owen, when Jesse Owen, think he had pulled some hamstring, something.
Okay.
So that kept him from going, because he would have medaled and, you know, Jesse Owen, yeah.
He seemed as though he had more than one impediment, because the reason why he didn't play for the West Indies is because he had to go to university.
Yeah.
So all the way around now, you know. Yeah. When the time, when Mr. Walling took him up to factory and said you must play for the West Indies, but he had to go university, so that's why he didn't play for the West Indies.
Talking about university 1 second. Eddie saying, remember he went to Michigan and broke a lot of records at that school. He also changed the way black people were treated in America.
Yeah. Big point, that's very true.
But John, I ain't buying this.
Of the black, you know, fraternity up there,
Yes.
you know, association, that's very true.
I believe that's why his team was so good.
But John, I ain't buying it is make West in his team nonsense from statue.
You say what?
This make West in his team is nonsense, because of the man there, Antonison, was really great. But,
Yes.
and he went to this Mr. Walling and he didn't play.
No.
So
No,
I'm saying to you,
I'm saying this because I heard one of the last interview he did.
yes,
I heard him saying that.
The
and
insularity
repeating it,
stuff was big then.
Yeah.
Insularity thing was big then. You know, I guarantee when he was in his
I
team.
agree with that, but yeah.
So you know what Nancy
He and
told you?
Anton, Hubert Anton,
Anton was
you're
a
right.
big shot.
He mentioned that name
You
in
make
the
up
interview.
John. So leader guy Nancy so about West Indies.
Yeah.
Track and field, you had your own. I can live with that. You know what I mean? But I can say something again about John, because some things have been said today, that's a while ago, that Olympics and all that. And there's a young guy from Villa, Yards, where we come from, there, and Baker Bailey, the guy's name is. And he went to the Olympics, and he did very, very well.
Come forward.
And guess what?
No, that's the world champion.
World Championship, yeah.
He went to Olympics, got into the finals, semi-finals.
Semi-final.
And everybody said, well, he didn't win anything. Why he didn't win a medal? John, that's one of the greatest achievements Antigua ever had.
Yep.
World Olympics, all the best in the world, and you end up in the semi-finals.
I see the girl Joella Light when she do the first heat.
But I was there, John.
Yeah.
And then just somebody picking for West Indies team, no. That is said, well, I don't like you. No. That guy did much better than people want to give the guy credit for. If you end up in the finals, John, you know what that means? You're one of the best in the world, first 8 in the world.
You're the best in the world.
You
That's
never win
what it
nothing,
is.
John. You have win something, credit. But John, the boy achieved so much, and people says, well, he didn't win nothing. Just Nazi story, right, John? So John, that guy, we should be talking a lot about that guy. We had great hosts with the CJ Green guy, and he has a good time, you know. CJ Green had good time for that stuff. But I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened today. But the Bailey guy did semi-finals. So I'm saying to you, hey, I'll tell my guys when I go to train Cedar Valley. I check in time now. I want if I improving. So when I go one, I check in, and that was checking for you does see John. You can tell when they improving. If you jump in 6'1", you jump 6'2",
There's always a measuring stick.
you get me going from. So nobody will pick you. you pick yourself.
No, Todd, you just talk. Not to go off track, but all these little things we don't know history here. You know, them just speak about the man Hubert and Thomas. A lot of people don't know. They can go and check it out. Went to Ghana and bowled 5 overs, 3 field, and he never bowled again.
Never bowl again.
5 overs.
Yeah. 3 field.
3 big bats. Christiani,
And
John Meyer,
And somebody else,
I
yeah.
can tell you the manage, he managed, you know, I was from Guyana. He managed the West Indies team in latter years. Not 3 field, not something like that. He never bowled again. Never bowled again.
time they hear where you come from.
And you see, this is the kind of thing don't get me wrong. I just have to bring it up now. When our guys know the history, they will know why they have to go in there when given the opportunity to go and perform.
And don't back off from it.
That's what I'm about, John. If I say that again, you make the West Indies team. God, Thomas had better work out than them.
Then they, yeah.
Bowling very well. We're doing really good. But hey, I think a man tell, okay, I should be here.
No, sir.
Melrose tongue is on. He said, my former skipper Gene at Villa. So I don't know if you remember him, Melrose tongue.
Yeah, you know, Melrose, yeah.
And Ed Lewis is saying the grassing of the recreation ground is what he learned in Michigan. Okay, so he's saying Leicester went Michigan.
That's where they learned in Michigan with the grass and tell them that's the story.
Let me tell you what Ed said. That's why he was so confident in doing the job with the grassing.
I say something, John.
Leon Francis is saying he was faster than Wes Hall. So I guess that who's who?
I believe that. I heard that.
Yeah, man.
I heard that. But John, this grass in that record came by accident.
By who?
By accident.
Accident?
Because a person was supposed to grass it,
grassing.
but everything went so late. They couldn't like a person in the grass and feel again. So that is a SOS. Big grass in Miami.
Okay,
I think the
okay.
grass came from Bermuda.
I think Miami would Bermuda grass.
Bermuda grass.
But when it came up, boy, the Sunday back actually go, more chipper, Jim Gallagher, all them I know they working, put the grass together.
People just come and sit in the stand.
No.
So I'm telling you,
I
bit.
remember that all down
Yeah.
the 3 o'clock in the morning.
And like Gene Gould said, no, everybody said the match couldn't play now.
Yep.
As a matter of fact, that BBC interviewed me and all.
Wow!
What the guy name again? I forgot. Gosh, I got the name now. Jarvis, Mike Jarvis, something like that.
Mike Jarvis, yes.
Jarvis, that's the guy. He wanted every game can play the arc and stuff. I can tell you something, John. The great prop head was Husey Part of a barber. So, you know, Husey a Bajan too, you know. He's a Bajan, you know. He came and said, but partners said the game can't play. So they pulled him out and said, hey, we can't get the game going, no problem, man. But they go back and you see, you know, because the pitch wasn't as good as it's supposed to be. but the outfield is magnificent.
Magnificent.
John, like I said to you, it's the best money ever spent, but that's well spent for the people.
Drainage in particular.
John, drainage is magnificent.
Up to now, that
Right.
John, if we come vacation, go, the water go to country, man.
Yep.
And then, when you talk about the drainage, you have to give Jeff Hamilton Gwen.
And Gwen O'Neill and those guys.
And went to Grenada,
Yeah.
that's where you see the
BT.
problems again.
BT, Ren, Jeff,
all of them guys.
Those guys did surveying work there.
Andy and so.
And then
Yeah.
Jeff and Ren O'Neill and Jeff Abbott went to Grenada.
And John,
Personally, we don't do
and John, and amazingly John.
Yes.
John,
they just did the
you see,
Okay.
to my disbelief and dismay, they didn't stadium and they went in Jeff Nobday,
No.
who had the best drainage ever. I know I get that things wrong right now. I get one with that. John, I can tell you again, even if you don't like Lester, you don't like him, I like him. That ground there, the drainage, magnificent.
levels of the ground.
Superb. And they do not go after that, and the guys who did major job, they're not on the site.
If you see water come out of the west, the gate by Canis Cafe, when rain comes,
Long street side.
you the thing on pump.
I've seen it, yeah. I've seen it. Myron James says, good afternoon. My good friend Stachel, Hugh Jean. It's Myron. Ed Lewis is saying, yesterday he said that where he learned that. He said that's where he learned it, that I spoke to him.
Long jump.
Long jump.
Yeah, yeah.
Different. You put it up wrong. What Eddie said is that what I think he said is that Leicester's long jumping days started in recreation ground.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, the grass. Okay, all right. No problem.
Okay, Leon Francis says Clem Francis and Clyde Walcott. I don't know if that's the name he was given to it.
Clem Francis, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, well, Clem Francis is Walcott and then messed up Clem Francis cricket, telling him that six is not all of it. When Clem going to hit the ball anyway out of Antigua, and you see now they're talking about man using the seam and swing ball. Clem do that long time.
Long time. Long time. As I say, the only two people beside Clem I see that have that movement was Everett Carter, and you see the little bony boy Cleve Joseph.
Yeah.
In the morning, you know.
Well, he fat like that.
Yeah, man.
All right, gentlemen, we're going in a little over time. Let's cross over now to Taddy. You spoke about the golfing.
The golfing stuff. Yeah, okay. When it's back check the history of the stuff. I was at the golf course yesterday for a long time. I tried to get Mr. Caddy to come on the show with Mervyn Monday and so on. He was trying to get the fifth, you know, but you see, he might come, but he might not come. But what happened? I remember, your father sports those days, listen to the news, and he will know the man, always a white guy. You see, set of the golf course and all that. And then say, let's
There's another golf course there before, no?
yeah, the one of gambles, Smith, gambles and so.
Yeah.
Then
With the
what
same
happened,
average man.
so what happened now, when Sylvester got involved in it, John, he was the one make the government know became a major shareholder in that the golf course. So he's very instrumental in that golf thing too. You must remember these things. Yeah, you know, I mean, he used to think he's a good player too, no?
They used to say, what was the name of the guy who was the thing?
Okay, it's my partner,
That was the ambassador.
yeah, man.
Brian Salter.
Brian Salter,
He
yeah.
used to play American football too.
Yeah,
He told me him, you're a good
Like a
friend.
basketball.
But he played in the NFL.
Yeah.
He played in the NFL. He told me so. Played in the NFL. He was track and field athlete too.
No, while he was here, he played basketball also.
But when he was in America, he was an NFL player.
Okay.
He played here like a fun in the league.
Before they
here,
deploy him outside. Before they deploy him to the in the external affairs. That's, yeah, okay.
he was a good guy. He very
Foreign affairs.
very local guy. He played basketball in the league. But
A lot of it, yeah, man. Oh, yeah, visa, give up.
But Leicester was the one who, so all them guys got a benefit now, play, and Andy B actually own the golf course now. The golf, you know what I mean? So that instrumental still has some vision for these things, you know what I mean? I know he used to say no play, when I used to tamper with the golf thing to think he good. Yeah.
Well, you see, these are the things he can't manage.
He can't manage
Just
them.
come to the house and not you buy the trophies like Mr. Smith.
Tell me something. When you buy trophies, it's expensive.
I give you a joke with the same man. Yeah, he died. The same man, Spencer. They bring this picture. A man about 1,000 trophies. And he used to play in England. He was this and that. I never forget.
Real fabulous.
We were practicing just in front of the double-decker stand.
Yeah.
And Andy was bowling. And well, for some reason, Spencer said, I would take in the English, you know. So I said, call one. Naga bowl the man. No. So he man go in, boy. Next thing, when Andy do so, wax, Spencer down on his knee. Say he go hook or something. And I said,
Sweet man, Paddy Sweet.
whatever you call it. And I said, Andy, please, Jack. No pull the man again, cause he dead. He dead.
It was frightening. It was frightening.
Hey John, he can rise on most boat. I said, hey, he never jump and catch in life.
Yeah.
So you never play cricket.
that was just before Danny came. Huh? And he this professional and he want a coach and this and that.
He started the girls team.
Yeah. And me just tell same Kendrick and them, Isaac and Tim and them, say, if I can be the coach, me try another sport. Okay? You know, because you like that, no offense.
Talking here 1.5 we begin practicing. Tell you pattern and get all the fast ball and them balls.
It was crazy. That was crazy.
No one thing
Yeah.
about pass across the end.
Oh yeah. like I said, when Andy break that Parry nose in a Nevis, listen to me. Look, the boy come in the wicket, right? He come in the wicket. Oh, I don't tell my friends that I'm gonna make 100 against Andy Roberts.
That's what Parry was saying.
Yeah. Somebody say, who you say? He say, me say me gonna make 100 against Andy Roberts. Me say, boss, you see man walk for LBW and say, oh yeah, this is not fun no. Baby, they tell the boy, hooky boy come in, hooky. Cause me don't know what the captain give ball for. Can't bowl. This and that and tell her. And I said to Parry, I say, young man, please, do not follow them guys. Andy do so. First one, when Taddy do, Parry do so. Ball, no Cornwall in the keep.
Yeah.
Cornwall collect the ball. So I say, boy, you see Cornwall don't have the ball and you not reach the stroke yet. Next ball, before the man bring up your bat on a bap in the nose. Blood do so. Very go, please, you idiot. But you tell me to who came, the man said me. So if I tell you, hold you, let you go. Big thing, you know, police and so come on the field. And, boy, I tell you, boy, look, that was something else, man. You know, because them time, you know. Yeah.
Remember with Longer?
Yeah. Longer. Yeah.
Nevis for back. They get 6 of them.
Yeah.
Adam going, boy, people run out of the field in Nevis.
But what does sweet me is, boy, Merv Griffin in here. Tall, nice bowler boy, man.
Merv Griffin.
No.
Griffin, Lipton
Griffin. Every time the boy come in, Taddy tell me, boy, walk down the wicket or not. Boy, you sweet like a lolly boy. You're not going to 6 now. So he come in. Why he come in? Bap 6. He said, Bap 4. I miss time the one, then the next one, you're going to 6 again. And the boy just keep bowling shot.
Taddy don't get any head. Keith Hector is saying, gentlemen, good afternoon. Great show as usual. Okay. And he's asking here, would you guys rate Winston Soames with Sylvester and I believe and Tennyson?
Yes.
It's Johnson, man. You can tell what's
I played with Winston Soames. He's from original place with his parents, but St. John's way. But
Soames was quick. He was quick.
A wicked fast boy, but a lovely all-rounder. Came back good too.
He was quick.
Very tall.
Yeah.
But good pace. I mean, he died in a sudden accident.
Well,
otherwise,
right,
he definitely would.
licks going up there.
Yeah, right to play. Yeah.
I wasn't here, but I have heard.
What you brother in there? They don't
Come in that club, he said, Gene.
because you knocked them June Van sentence going on.
Good
So on.
Strange enough, you know.
But somebody may have to knock you down there too, no?
Gene?
fast bowler from Bethesda, man. Archibald brother.
Strange enough,
Knock him down
Archibald,
right in St.
yeah.
John's Ground.
Yeah.
I'm talking about he hit him down and he say you okay. When the bowler reach back and start rolling, they see the man from the ground.
John, strange
Well,
enough,
he was sick for a long time. I should have checked him out there because he eventually had a heart surgery and stuff.
Yeah, I can imagine. Strange enough, right? As I mentioned, the Swans connection. It's just today, somebody saw me with this shirt. Say, what you got the shirt for? So I said, well, Parish League institution, me being an ACB man. So I said, well, you know, you ever hear about Penny Bank? Say, yeah, which my penny bank is with. It's my penny bank. So I tell them, they say who the manager was. A Swans guy named Leopold Swans.
Leopold, yeah.
He was the manager of ACB Penny Bank.
Yeah.
I remember all that too.
He died a couple years ago.
Seriously, he was the manager. A Swans guy was one of the first managers of ACB Bank. So the Swans name only legendary.
Yeah, but them guys are quick.
Carvis, Gina, and guys.
Ian,
Connie.
Quick.
Played with them, a lot of brothers. And all they played cricket.
Everett was the hotel brother. Everett too,
Yeah, but Winston Swan was maybe the closest to Western speaker. That's why I told him. Before he died suddenly. The accident Sunday afternoon. Carrying the girlfriend.
I tell them you can take 3 minutes from tongue to farm. 3 minutes.
All right, what Leon Francis is saying here, can the panel name the West Indies team for the second test, time permitting? He all is moaning and groaning, Leon. These guys, it's sad to say, but these guys don't seem to have that interest. And Richie Richardson is saying, Gene's still playing cricket. I guess Richie's telling you he's still playing cricket, Gene.
No, let me tell you.
Who's that?
Gene Sones. Gene Sones pay, if Felix Philip was alive, he pay his money every year. He live in Canada, so if he just drop in, he come with his white and want to play.
Okay, yeah, so that's what Richie's saying. Gene's still playing cricket.
He pay his dues to
You might be watching the show too. You might be watching the show.
When Felix was in charge, he paid his money every year. He pays dues. So when he come here, he come with his white and he want to play.
Matter of fact, Johnny told me about 5 months ago, he made a half century bat first to last. He told me so, because spend all the time. Give me a WhatsApp and so.
When you hear the talking about soup, this man is just what they call it soup.
He really soup.
He just really soup, not the play.
Hope the half century wasn't like LMR, because LMR make 51 in a 50 overs and quarrel for more play.
It's in the LMR come, I can't break loose. Because, you know, I mean, LMR played with St. John's. Jake would run the man. He come right in the sun. He drop, he cussed me out too. And that's LMR.
And he's, that's Joseph was this big bird man, right? Labour Party man. LMR come with a blue and white bat. Who tell he do that? First
Please mash up.
First bat. You go ahead, man. You back. PLM and you PP.
You remember Donald, when I'm in combat in the competition.
Yeah.
So the umpire made the Phoenix go.
Phoenix go out and Phoenix. Well, Phoenix. Here, Phoenix. Gulai. The first three for me, right? Anybody else can do anything after. And he's serious, you know. Serious.
When LMR gets it all up on the type, right? When Phoenix get out, you look at the...
No, you just say...
Hey, John, but she said, well, it's amazing. I can't remember Captain Williamson, Statue Hughes, you played in time. They tell me about 9 guys in the Antigua team. So, man, hard to get play. So, with Melrose, MJK Smith and LMR, Connie from Power, Thomas. They might fit in here with it. So this week, LMR get his pick. So playing like Ryan girl. That was the umpire. LMR get LBW. Said, LMR come on the ground out of the field. He said, because then those days we stay by park under the tree. So LMR, but the decision look all right to me, man. They look so bad. Said, no, man, it's so foot dads.
Big bird, man.
So what happened? No, man, what happened? Because I'm a blown white bat, I'm a blown white bat. You want to see the blown white on the field. So I'm going to see story from.
Which is saying here again that he even have an indoor net in Canada in the winter. So this suits me.
Serious man.
Real soup.
Yeah, the man that kid man fit, I guess.
Fit?
Yeah, you older me 70 something man.
He's soup.
So bad. Hey, it doesn't matter, love game, John.
Yeah.
Yeah. About 4 or 5 years ago, he had open heart surgery. You know, so he really tough.
Yeah, he miss out.
His son grown up. Remember, he came.
Yeah.
The bucket thing, and he put down the pipes on there.
Yeah, the water run out.
Super, he love it, rising sun, man. You know what I mean? But he love cricket. Super, man. No man that, hey, you think guys, young guys, soup like him?
Pay dues every year. And you have money that ticket and not pay the dues.
But gentlemen,
wait, John. I have a knock statue when it comes to that.
Yeah.
Because when you're the rising sun, and can't run his church. You have to pay dues. You have no choice.
Richards.
And I remember when I'm captain, he can't come down by Castle Hill, and he pull up. He said, Captain. Well, you know,
Who he?
And he was going to pay dues, so I know that you are statue in the paper. So when the practice done, I can't meet you now. We say, well, hey guys, why in the park? I can't find that out, you know. But that's another man myself can't run.
Yeah, man.
Another man, that's which is older brother, you know.
Yeah, okay, which is brother, yeah.
But
Conrad Baker.
It would be the best club. It's going to be the best club as a youngster leaving school want to play cricket. Cause everything over the tight. We had a good man in charge, Mr. Lake, and Conrad. But Conrad very tight. Very tight.
With that, you know, one statue, you remember when Mr. Lake lost the election? Remember me tight?
Yeah.
I stayed back home when I come out and play in the airport. They started. They got a meeting next week. They got a meeting, me or Jeff, we get disciplined.
Yeah.
So man, I tell various stories and so on. I tell them.
Lovely man. Yeah. Rising sun.
Yeah.
But John, I was telling Mr. Lake, I can't tell Mr. Lake story now. When I get captain the first time, the guy say, we get all the old guys out of the team. The old guys are doing good. So they said you make me captain. Oh, Pan, instead, Queen are the guys. So then I recruit my father, Ulysses Lawrence, and Walter George Farrell. You see, have a pump guy, them uncle, you know.
Walter George.
First match we playing on John. Rising Sun at St. John against St. John's. Big match, police ground. Next year, Mr. Lake come and see the game, and here Rising playing at St. John's at police ground. And he couldn't recognize, he said he didn't recognize the man in the field, but about 3 people. So that can't be Rising Sun. And John, Rising Sun powerful again. Yeah, Farid good enough, Walter George.
Yeah, Walter George.
Ulysses Lawrence. They guys are real good players.
From brother.
We had some good players at the time, man. So don't make it bang out of John. But the Lake want to see old boys in them.
Yeah.
And the man that getting rid of them. Only 2 old guys are made. Clem Francis and Dennis Aguero. Yeah. The guy's gone. Yeah, Dennis is still a very good batsman. Yeah. And like Sashi said earlier, Clem with a bowler, very good bowler. And not only very good bowler, a man who can teach you the game.
Yep.
He like Danny. The man that get inside out.
He can prepare wicket too.
He can prepare pitch.
He used to be a prison officer.
Very good at pitch, very good, man.
Very good.
That's a man that you learn a lot from the guy. Yeah, he teach me go googly and so.
Yep.
He ball leg spin the googly, ball seam.
When he stopped
John, I tell you something, John. And don't forget, but tell you about the great Clem. Clem's have a prepare picture of a man in. When match rises, so he went playing home and that he live in Athens. His dad who they see on out airport. The letter Francis, that's Clem's daughter. So he's living this up there. Then I live Branch Avenue. So we go prepare the pitch. So he's saying pick me up around. We're playing the police at Gams with our field. Saying pick me up about 11 o'clock, 11:30. I didn't wait for Clem forget me. I was late for the game, Clem dropped me. He's the captain, he dropped me. He didn't go prepare the pitch of mine, John. So they dropped me more, John. I said, boy, what a Clem. But I had some good fun memories here, you know.
Yeah.
He had some real good fun memories. The man, he and Danny, they teach me almost everything, but no.
Everything.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Go ahead, Gene, and then I have a question. Comment. Yeah, something.
No, what I was saying is that before you close off, I need to say again my condolences to Sylvester's
Okay, hold
family.
on there. We're going to come to that part. A quick question. This is the last question we're taking, and then we're going to move on. How would you rate Alston Jacobs slip catching?
The greatest in the world.
Oh my!
Yeah.
Greatest in the world.
But me think you,
Open back and slip
me,
catching.
But they can tell you.
me think you ever see me.
The greatest I've ever seen.
But like I say, you see Leon Stevens, if Leon was to get paid for the wickets he got, he'd have to give me 3/4 of the money.
Oh, yeah.
Every shot extra cover.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
As a matter of fact, one time we were in Nevis. Yeah, in Nevis. And Enoch went to shot extra cover. Bam, jab. Bam, jab. John Archibald got John Archibald. Enoch, for you. Move and they. You see, Gene, the move and they. Boy, you don't know. Yeah, man. Yeah.
But I tell you something about that, the same Enoch story, you know. Because the first match Enoch came from Antigua, shot extra cover, so he dropped 2 catches out of a cannon.
Yeah.
And the great Crump started across.
No.
Why I get a bush-head boy on field for countryman get up in the cricket? Where I find he from? Get the out of the field. But why more cussing? Anyway, time for Enoch to bat.
What?
Enoch played 2 good shots, some beautiful shots and Crump. That's my boy! He's been on the team long time. That's my boy! John, we'll give a last story, the Clem for story, you know. Clem Blair Robinson, the captain. Clem would make no ones for nothing. But we now in need of ones for Clem. Clem ain't no batting. But this match, playing the police. And police had was in the one man. And for whatever reason, Clem was batting superb that day, man. Magnificent, like he 20-something. Beautiful cover giants, great man against White and Winter and them guys, man. See here what happened now in the job. Clem was a big cover drive. And the ball knocked the pad. That's all said also, you know. And Winter started to peel up and the ground and lie down. And umpire last and I moved on. And the Winter cried, boy, White, them man. Then now they put him a finger. And Clem vexed now, the Clem come with him and say, hey, what happened, Clem? I said, boy, lad, they say it's deliberate padding. If you knock the ball back over 6, it's a deliberate padding. Boy, John, boy, I started roll.
Mark, so Richie wants you to save a copy of this program. He wants to send it to Gene, so Gene can share in that. So Mark, Gene, Keith is still asking for that pick. Would you change the team, guys? Quick, last question, guys, because we got to wrap up. Would you winning team? Do you change the winning team?
Yes. Not a winning team. You have to pick out the best of the worst line.
The best of the worst slot. Oh my! The best of 2 evils.
Yeah, I would say Alizar, we should get back in the side in place of the left arm spinner, Warwick. And let's face it, I think that Campbell got a good run for not making any runs. I think we need to give Powell his run too.
Okay.
You know?
No, Hughes, like I always see the Powell fellow.
I'm disenchanted with West Indies cricket. I would definitely think of Aljar. You see, let me tell you something. It's difficult to understand that people say on TV. Here it is. You're not there, so you can't see.
Yeah.
Primar get 5 wickets in the game. Cornwall gets 5.
That's the trial
Warwick
game.
didn't get any.
And Warwick can't play.
They say now that Cornwall was not picked because they want variety. The variety ball won over in the first.
Innings and 4 in the second.
Variety.
I don't know, and I think Alzari has really worked hard with his game. He's been bowling well. Watch him in the one day, seriously. And I would probably have given him a play. You have Measley, who made a play. I would think Alzari is quicker than all of them that are playing. And I actually would have played him. You know what they're doing? As we said here, Leicester and Hutton and Tim used to come and watch a game. You can only go, because I didn't watch it on TV, you can only go by what people tell you. But a lot of things are going on in cricket that I honestly don't understand. You tell you drop in Powell and Bonner, but the man below make 2 now.
And then I mentioned his name, yeah.
They don't even mention his name. You know what I mean? And that's why tell people I start now with cover this sport, I start Mason, so I can't run sports matches. Right on the last 10.
Gene?
John,
No comment, but to tell you.
no comments. John, I used to Paul. Paul was on the team.
Whether he's not supposed to be on the
He's
team?
on the team.
Okay.
He retired a long time, so he play baseball and he come back and now do nothing. Don't waste your time. The Bonner guy, Bonner batting the wrong position. Bonner's more than number 6.
Well, he about 3.
Five.
The boy, the captain, the ex-captains were the number 5.
Card, holder.
Holder bat more than most all them.
Yeah.
Another man who was on the team that they never argue for hard ever, a guy named Carnwall. The last couple test series, Carnwall make plenty ones now. When nobody make no ones now. And his team man, they can't bat down, the ones they can find it now. They'll say, boy make runs, you know.
Okay.
The one man who make runs, them so-called bats, they can't make nothing now. Mason is one, like 1.5, 1 now. So when you like it or not, you have to try to find the harder ones you can find. John, you will find them wherever you can find them. But look, just pay attention to John. When Carl was making the ones the other day now, when the boy was battling him, the other asked me the boy had on the batsman.
Chase.
Chase was on the team now.
No.
I was on Chase on the team, I was on the team, you know.
Chase the first spinner.
Pay attention. Yeah, I'm saying to you. And when they were in trouble, Carnival made ones half century in this American ones. So when you want ones now, and another batsman I make nothing. How Carnival are on the team? So it's straight enough, John. When you pick a team, John, you have to find out the ones you can find. The West Indies man, they can't bat good. And you know Paul can't bat. I don't know that Paul waste of time. But they do the boy Bonner an injustice. He's not the number 3 batsman. Period. The boy is 5, 6 and so don't go there. But I am pushing for the longest while now. Put hold up there, hold the old man and like he can bat his sets and say Bonner.
Who in the team can bat a 3?
Well, find somebody. But because you now utilize Bonner's skills. John, you now utilize Bonner's skills. That make him put flying Blackwood up there. He can't do but fly.
Let me ask you a challenging question. It's only a thought. You would think of batting this silver up there, or he's too young now?
No, not in cricket, you're too young. Meaning the language about too young.
Maybe silver can
Yeah, tell Duncan and stop at 6 years. Not near too young. Either good or either good.
Yes, yeah.
Maybe that's not a bad idea, but the boy, the silver guy that smart.
He good for the bat and the tail.
Yes, he and Banner and the boy and then this old captain holder, those guys pull the team out of trouble.
So we can
So we can
bring back Darren Bravo then. Darren Bravo.
Tell me something, John. When you recycles.
Oh boy, gentlemen, we have to close off this show. I mean, we could stay here and talk for the next 3-4 hours.
But the boy, the maids have to go.
Mayors.
But maids have to go, you have to go, man. They waste of time.
All right, I guess we can pick up on this some other
They say
time.
they're trying to back West season, but they don't want it to lose.
But let
They're
us
back there, they don't want to lose.
let us refocus back on Celesta. We've really gone on a wide circle, and so as we look to wrap up, guys, let's just reflect back on the contribution in times of Celesta. We spoke about his accomplishment and the track and field. I think one of the most profound thing that we spoke about here was his whole coming together with Tim Hector and the other guys to really transform the cricket landscape in Antigua and Barbuda, really opening a floodgate of opportunities for quite a lot of our players. And then Taddy spoke about the contribution at the stadium.
There's a major part of his life that we're leaving out. Lawyer. We're missing out the lawyer. Was one of the top lawyers in this country.
Okay.
Lester Bird, one of the top lawyers in this country. The first cases that lawyers refusing to take, Lester Bird took them and won them. Yeah, we can't miss out that. We can't miss out that at all.
You always used to remind me he wasn't a bad bat. They used to
Bat?
batsman.
Oh, no.
He was at the wicket with the old man when he made the double century.
Yeah.
We stayed with him from 160 when that he was 162 when he made
The
the double.
two.
Yeah, when he made the double century. He wasn't a bad bat.
Well, Michael Holden ended up with.
So, gentlemen, I'm going to give you maybe a minute or so. You can give your little closing remark if you want to say anything again about Celeste to the family. So, who we start? We start with Stachel first. So
Yeah, just,
Gene? No. We're going to start with Gene.
Like I say,
first.
No problem.
you know, again, I must say, send my condolences to his family, and as a national hero, we have lost a great son, and may his soul rest in peace.
You see?
Rise in glory.
As I said, there's no getting away what we done for this country, especially as I said, you know, with the sporting aspects and so the recreation ground, getting the West Indies cricket board here, he has played his part, and I'd just like to say once again to his family, you know, my deepest sympathies, and may his soul rest in peace and rise in glory.
Yes, my sympathy to the man himself. I mean, I grew up around him in my early days, you know what I mean, learned what some little politics that I knew from him, and I want to say that he was a wonderful person, someone that this nation will definitely miss.
Terry?
Yeah, I must end by saying to you, John, I used to like to tease him again, okay? This is the kind of guy, and I'm a friend to Tim. I used to tell Tim, see me, you move your Black Power office to Tanner Street, because all the Prime Minister come to Tanner Street. Lester Bird and George Watt and VC on Tanner Street, people like me say, well, I come in a great street. It's have fun with them, that's what my time with them, I have fun with them, you know what I mean? I used to call Western House will be in Tanner Street,
Okay.
where the car park is now. You know what I mean, John? So, when I meet them guys, for me, that was fun and like a banter and a joke for me. Because those guys, you know, they can take it like a good joke, you know what I mean? But Sylvester, man, they say, people don't know that. Because they never see me talking, that kind of stuff, but when they will meet, he's a man that take you up on some cricket issue or something, yeah? You know what I mean? And I used to like that. I used to like to tease him and have fun of it, you know what I mean? So I was saying again, my condolences. And like I said, Johnny asked about next week. If we're not going to do something with the funeral, we're going to get back here and find some people overseas who make the contribution on Zoom about Celeste. Because I'm sure that a lot of people overseas, plenty people like to, who can't come to the funeral, would like to be, you know what I mean, say something about him. If not live, maybe we can do some interviews, even get to them on like Hutton and so on, and Vivian, so. Enough people going to have to be in the funeral, Hutton going to be in the funeral. But to have them on the record and talking about him, I don't think I have to say something at the funeral.
Right.
But if you have them on the record, interview people who might want to say something about Celeste, who would have known him well, you know what I mean? Like the statue said, his Lawyer days and his track and field days, and the one thing missing out. Statue will come back again and say, he was Lester Bird, big man of politics too, in his young days. So I used to like to tease him long time ago, because he used to go in Statue House parties a lot. You know what I mean? And the boy Husey. We used to go Statue House party a lot in Johnson Village. Okay, so we've been hanging out for a long time.
Just by crazy, right?
Yeah, see? Gene remember the crazy was party.
Yeah, man.
So Lester Bird that's the right man, campaign man in his young days.
Yeah.
Mingling with all the older folks. So
Lovely man, wonderful person.
Lester was a great guy, man. He's a great guy. Like, I was like about him. So what's it like about him to John? We're talking politics, John. John, he may never talk politics.
Yeah.
But I used to like to tease him with politics, but we don't talk politics. I used to like niggle him a little bit. So like I think he might do that. Why, not joking, man, or something, but we'll leave it alone. Because that's his goal. My goal is to tease and disturb. You know?
Definitely a giant of a man.
Leon Francis is saying, a great Antiguan and Barbudan has left us. May his soul rest in everlasting peace. Condolences to his entire family and all who are mourning the passing of Sir Lester B. Bird. Good afternoon, Sheridan. Good to have you on board. Leon Francis saying great show. So guys, I know we could stay here for
I
another...
want to find one last thing, John. I want to find from Leon. You see the boy you left our sweeters.
Leon, so you got to come on next week. Well, maybe not next week, but the week after. And you're going to let Taddy know if you're still bowling those sweet left-armers as he speak about them. But gentlemen, I must say, for me personally, this was a real, I don't know, shorter words. Wonderful show. I really learned quite a lot. And Taddy, I must tell you, we got to bring back these gentlemen now and then to just sit and just
Well, I want to invite you regularly so you can help me with the cricket story again.
reminisce about, because
No,
a lot of
John.
people meet me and they say, they watch the show, they don't comment, but they really enjoy just, that refreshing rehearsal or going back, speaking about those days,
True.
and I think it's something that is very much appreciated, and the wider audience that we were able to attract. I think a lot more people really look forward to this type of discussion.
But John, I tell you, I want to bring Gene almost every week now to help me with your cricket stories. I try to get him, so you should know how to come.
I'm hoping I'll just even pick it up then. When you said CPL, so you said Disney. Whatever Gene, what you call it? When you said
Comedy,
The comedy Premier League.
the cartoon.
The comedy Premier League.
pick it up and I'll just conveniently
No, but Hugh, I remember the last.
Disney, when I tell you it's Disney cricket, I watch it.
The comedy Premier League, man.
But I noticed when Gene Gould added the comedy cricket league.
Yeah, because look, to be honest,
CPL.
to be honest with you, how we get some real knockout in this country.
Well, that's for another time, gentlemen. We can speak about that. But Hugh, I always remember the last time you were here, you spoke about it's not a talent show. You say, the guys have talent, but we're not in a talent show. They have to.
Talent is the talent.
Talent show, right.
Attitude and discipline. That's what it is.
and-
And ability. Ability, Taddy spoke about that, or talent.
And they like to say, give him another chance, man. The only place we know where them things happen are Skell and Bruce.
Gentlemen, they're going way back now. They're going way back. But Taddy, we got to have a maybe once every quarter. We just got to bring in guys here, and we just look. We're here to talk about Sir Lester, and you see we have just branched all over. But again, on behalf of the Antigua Parish League circuit, we want to extend our sympathy greetings to the family, the friends, to the whole nation of Antigua and Barbuda on the passing of a great man, a great son of the soil, our national hero, Sir Lester Brian Bird. And we do hope in the, that his achievements, his accomplishments will always be an inspiration for us going forward, carrying the baton, and hope that we can continue to build Antigua and Barbuda in all facets. When we looked at Lester Bird, it appears he was a complete
Athlete.
icon, not only in sport, but Tashi talked about his law, politics, even as a human being. He doesn't seem to like he got offended easily by people, right? And
I'm sorry that to say this in the house because amazingly forgotten us. I don't know if many people remember after independence that great speech he made.
Yeah, the UN
He
thing.
talked about,
Yeah.
because I have a friend in Barbados, Patrick Cheltenham, John Cheltenham, and David Simmons. I heard them say it's one of the greatest deliveries that anybody has made on behalf of the country. He's a wonderful orator.
Orator, yeah, because some of the words on them,
Take them together.
some of the words on them way above my head, but people not my head. And say, hey, yeah, it was.
Some of the words are not
So ladies and gentlemen, we've done it 2 hours plus, but it was well worth it, and so we want to just encourage you guys. Let's keep following the protocols as issued by our health authorities. Let's try and stay safe. Let's try and keep this thing under control, and we just want everybody to just be mindful of what you're doing, and let's just try and work together to overcome this hurdle. So on behalf of all of us here today, I had Ed on Zoom, Mark and Auden behind the scenes. You have a phone call? Oh my. Good afternoon. Welcome to. Oh, Ed came in on the phone call. Yes, Ed came in on the phone call. Taddy, Gene, Hugh, and Stachel. It was a powerhouse team today. So guys, stay safe, and we'll see you. Mervyn will be in on Monday with another exciting show from 5, and we will advise what we're going to do if we're going to do anything on Thursday for Celeste's funeral. Have a good evening, everyone. Guys, big up.